Trinity Sports Medicine, in its newly remodeled state-of-the-art facility, has a team of professionals that are committed to helping you move better, feel better, and live better. With services to keep you strong and in the game. A qualified staff of sports medicine physicians, a certified chiropractic sports physician, athletic trainers, physical therapists, and performance specialists. Trinity Sports Medicine has comprehensive care programs that are designed to keep you moving, improve your performance, and keep you on track for success.
Hey, welcome to the Star Sportscast of 2013. Fred Younce with Mike Mathison. I think it's Pirate Talk, actually. Dude, Buccos, playoffs.
I know. I didn't see this coming. I figured they'd just have another meltdown.
The funny part was Clint Hurdle talked about 95 wins, and everyone just laughed at him. Yeah.
High.
You thought he was high?
Yeah, I thought he was high.
What I thought was hilarious was that people going, I can't believe Clint Hurdle's projected 95 wins. What's he supposed to do? Project 82? If you're gonna win. Let's win the stinking league, the division.
Well, at least they finally broke that losing streak.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, no more losers.
It's all good in the hood.
There you go.
Dang. I'm telling you, the last couple of games up at PNC should be be good games to go watch, but I'd rather watch on television because there's no Lions on television. Hey, what's going on?
Not too much.
Football.
Yeah.
Considering you missed last week, this is your first week, you bum.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed it. Apparently some exciting things happened.
Yeah. It's just a slug, seriously. All right, we have 10 games on tap this week, 9 on Friday, 1 on Saturday, which got moved from an afternoon game to a night game. But we'll talk about the 6 games that start at 7 o'clock, and we'll lead with Carolton at Edison. The mighty Wildcats under Derek Stickles for the first year, and your boy Nolan Marcus came off a win over Oakland. They get Carolton, and this Carolton team ain't no lie. They led St. C 21-0 after the first quarter of their scrimmage early in the year, so they're good.
Yeah, this is a huge test for Edison. I mean, I think going into it, a lot of us thought they'd be better than Oakland, and they proved that. I mean,
yeah.
Ran the ball, threw the ball. Nolan had 190 passing. Ethan Shannon had over 100 yards rushing.
You know, they
pretty much did whatever they wanted against Oakland offensively, anyway.
In the second half.
Yeah, but Carolton is going to be a huge step up. We're going to see what kind of team Edison is, because we looked at their schedule and we kind of felt like through that first 7 games, there were 6 games I would favor Edison in. This is the one that we would not. So we're going to see what Edison is made of this week against a double tough Carolton team that pretty much controlled East Liverpool throughout.
What's double tough?
That's double.
Is that
tough.
like a double stuffed Oreo?
It's almost triple tough.
Dang. Is that like double secret probation?
Double stuffed Oreos are good.
No. Can we have some?
McElroy?
No. Dang. All right. Cartwright Field, the game's at 7. Edison moved all their home games up this year from 7:30 to 7, so it should be a good one out of Cartwright. Then we have Union Local, Buckeye Local. Talking about teams coming off a completely different week ones. Buckeye lost to Westinghouse 40-0, which I don't think anyone saw that one coming. And then Union Local gets the first win of the season under new coach Bruce Stiles, his alma mater, beating Monroe Central 13-12 or 14-13. I don't think anybody saw that one coming. So Union Local is obviously coming into the game with most of the momentum. And
yeah, I mean this is I think a rough game for Buckeye Local, because Union Local has all the confidence in the world.
Absolutely.
And Buckeye Local is searching for an identity. It's not a good way to go into the game. Yeah,
you better find that identity really quick.
Yeah.
Okay, I think this could be as good as any game. Bridgeport at Toronto. Look, they're both. Bridgeport's coming off a huge win over Columbiana that no one saw coming. We talked about that again. Although I've heard that this is not one of Columbiana's better team, but give all the credit in the world to Bridgeport because they did the job. And last series of the game, they scored to make it 26-25. And Toronto's coming off a 31-6 loss to Wellsville, but Wellsville's bigger, faster, stronger than Toronto. I watched the first half. I think Toronto's gonna do some really good things this year. I really like what they did. I really like how they played. I like how they tackled. They need to get the passing game going. But I think this is gonna be a really good game at Clark Hinkle.
Yeah, I think this is a good matchup. I think the two teams are about equal. Like you said, Columbiana, this might not be one of their better teams, but congratulations to Bridgeport, because really they jumped out on them and then they gave up the lead, but they didn't give up, and they came down and scored really quickly and ended up pulling that game out. Coach Meek said he was very proud of the way his team played against Wellsville as far as their physicality. They weren't making mistakes. The one real criticism he had was in their passing game. They weren't really running their routes properly. They went to what he called backyard football. Yeah, he said if they shore that up, get back to what he saw in the scrimmages, they feel like they should be able to move the ball. And he wondered if they'd be able to run the ball against Wellsville with their size and their strength. They did. But they had about 100 yards. They expect to be able to run a little bit better, as Bridgeport is more known for their speed than they are for their size and strength. Right. So I think these are two teams that match up real well. That's going to be a fun game.
Then we have Oakland 0-1 going to Beaver Local, who's 0-1, and Beaver Local, I think they've won 6 games in the last 5 years, so they've struggled. Oakland, unfortunately, is down the starting quarterback. Chase Hartley's out with a broken leg, so now you have your backup in week 2. I thought they played really well in the first half. I thought against Edison. Edison took over the second half. Beaver Local lost to Columbiana Crestview, which obviously is a really good team. Beaver Local's strength is their offensive line, and Oakland gave up some yards last week to Edison offensively through the pass, through the air and on the ground. Oakland needs to kind of step up here a little bit.
Yeah, this is a winnable game for Oakland. But you're going to have to see the Oakland that played the first half against Edison and not the one you saw in the second half. Yep. If they have any letdowns, like you said, Beaver Local's got a strong line, and you let a line like that could take the game over in the second half. So Oakland just can't have the same letdown they had against Edison.
No. What I find an incredibly intriguing matchup, believe it or not, because just everyone knows I'm a moron, but it's Harrison Central at Weir High. And I firmly believe this is the trap game for Harrison. Harrison is 0-1, should be 1-0, and everyone knows they should be 1-0. They got the wrong end of the deal on the 2-point conversion. No lie, no elephant in this room, because let's call they got taken to the woodshed the wrong way. Weir High is coming off a game that lost 52-13 to Indian Creek, and everyone sees 52 and think that Weir High stinks again. Weir High is a much better ball club than they have been in the past. Both teams are incredibly young, and the job for Justin Kropka is to make sure he can get his kids' attention away from last week and to this week. And with 15, 16, 17-year-old kids, that ain't easy. And I watched Weir High last week against Creek. They did some bad things, but they did some really, really good things. And if they get JoJo Rice or Clarence Bennett or Cameron Davis on the edge, those guys can take it to the house.
Yeah, I mean, Weir has some athletes, and they're improving. And you'll see them improve throughout the season. You're right, though. This is going to be a test for Justin Kropka and the Harrison Central Huskies. They were robbed, plain and simple. Yeah. Teams usually bounce back one of two ways. One, they focus so much on getting robbed the week before they don't see what's standing in front of them. And if they're not doing that, Weir does have the athletes to hit some plays and win this game. Or a lot of times they come back and take that anger out on the team that's standing
exactly,
in front of them, which is another potential for this game. So that's why I agree with you. This is an intriguing game because you really don't know how Harrison Central is going to respond to last week's display.
Absolutely. The other 7 o'clock game is Catholic Central at Frontier. Your alma mater scored 34 in a row last week while you were
run the ball.
Like you were in some hospital bed somewhere acting like y'all sick and everything. Like you called off from math class or geometry or whatever, and I'm telling you, I was there pretty much the whole game, and I saw the largest swing of momentum that went from Central up 21-7 to Belair up 35-21 to Central winning 55-35. Oh my goodness, it just went from one side to the other, and your boys running for almost 250 on the ground. That was the huge question mark anyway. Everyone knew they could throw the ball with our boy Colabella, but the fact that they can run the ball makes them just scary.
Yeah, I don't think this week, no offense to Frontier, I don't think the big question is whether Central beats Frontier or not, because I just think Central's a better football team than Frontier is.
Agreed.
The big question is Central's running game for real? Or was this like a one-hit wonder and Bel Air just didn't see it coming? And if Central's running the ball like we saw last week, they become a very dangerous team. They were a dangerous team that was fun to watch anyway. Now they become a team that actually is a threat in the postseason down the line. Yeah. Their two best athletes, Ryan Fletcher and Khalil Jones, hit big plays. But I was most impressed. The plays, the stuff I've seen, the plays I've seen on film were the line. They were getting off the ball. They were holding their blocks. They were allowing their playmakers to make those big plays, and if they do that all season, they're going to be a tough out for anybody.
Yep. Hey, you just said one-hit wonder. Name a one-hit wonder. You're slow.
Emmy Kamosi. Word 'em up.
Didn't see that one coming whatsoever. All right, this is going to be a knockdown drag-out at Harding. Benedictine at Big Red. They're both 1-0. Benedictine, they're both off huge wins. Benedictine has the stud named Jerome Baker, who's a D1 recruit. He goes about 6'2", 200. Ran for 182 on 17 carries, 2 touchdowns last week. Also caught a ball for a touchdown for 3. Big Red is going to go from one in the spectrum with the Detroit team last week to Benedictine this week, and there is no comparison between the teams. This is going to be a fun one at Harding.
Yeah, the jump up in competition from last week to this week is going to be absolutely huge. Obviously, you got a kid that's received offers from Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State, running the ball for Benedictine. Last year, it was only a 4-point game. And you got a Big Red team that, quite frankly, isn't set at quarterback. They haven't decided who their man is between Dimitri Collaris and
Collaris?
What did I say? Collaris. Sorry.
You first ever heard that? You've never heard that last name before?
I've never heard that name. Man. I'm sorry. And the transfer from Indian Creek, Mandela Lawrence Burke. Mandela hit one for one. Hit Lucas Harrington. Rough game.
Dissing Lucas already.
No, Lucas is my man. I think he's better than Zach. I'm telling you. 82-yard touchdown to Lucas.
You climbed out of that hole real fast.
Oh, I know what I'm doing.
I'm
in a lot of holes with my wife.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Who isn't?
But what I'm saying is this is going to be a tough one for Big Red. It's a winnable game, but we're going to really learn a heck of a lot more this week about Big Red than we did last week.
Once again, I think Big Red's going to be way better than people think. All right, Brooke coming off a really tough loss at Morgantown. I mean, you're on the road facing the number 2 team in AAA, and you get beat. And you get Pittsburgh Alderdice coming in, and Alderdice lost to Ferry 49-27. So Alderdice can obviously score, and it's going to be athletes against athletes. And I think some home cooking, meaning being on the turf at Brooke with some of those young kids. I think Brooke's got some athletic kids who can play the game. I like Brooke in this one, but once again, it's a Pittsburgh City school. Sometimes you just don't know.
Again, Brooke has almost a similar issue to Big Red in the quarterback situation with Aaron Walker and Chad Harper. Harper looked fantastic when he came in. 3 of 4, hit 61 yards, had 29 rushing. That's a kid that you need to look for in the next couple of years because I think he's only a sophomore.
And so is Aaron Walker.
Yeah, but I really think he's going to end up exerting himself as the man for them. But you're right. It's going to be Alderdice can score. Brooke's going to have to really step up their game this week.
Their defense is going to have to show up big time.
Their defense is going to have to play, and they're going to have to play without their offensive line is going to be without their starting center.
Yep.
So
see what happens.
We're going to see how Brooke handles that situation. But this is a game, again, Brooke can win, and I think it's big for them as far as their season goes to trying to bounce back and have a good game against Alderdice.
Then Creek goes to Liverpool Friday night at 7:30, and Liverpool, this is not your Liverpool team. A couple years ago it was 0-10 and was terrible. This is a Liverpool team that's big up front, likes to run the ball, will run the ball, can run the ball. Creek obviously likes to do the same thing. This could be a smash-mouth football game that finishes in like an hour. Because neither one really wants to throw. Both would rather run it. Creek's coming off a big win. Liverpool's coming off a loss to Carolton, but I understand they played really well in the loss. And Carolton's a good ball club. And the issue for Andrew Connor is making sure he tells his kids, look, this ain't the Liverpool team. That this is a good football team, and to make sure that this is a good football team, and Creek takes care of business.
Well, I don't think that. I think they'll be focused for this East Liverpool team. Last year, East Liverpool gave them all they wanted. Indian Creek ended up pulling that game out, but East Liverpool gave them all they wanted this last year. So this team, this group of Indian Creek kids knows East Liverpool was improving, and it is. It's going to be strength on strength. It's two teams that like to use their strong offensive line to run the ball. They have some playmakers in the running game, and we're going to see who can do it better. Personally, I just think Creek, when they're focused, their offensive line is fantastic. Woodbury's shown that he can hit a big play in the run. We know they have Blake Rohr. This is a very good Indian Creek team, and I expect them to come out focused. The one thing they do have to watch out, they can't keep East Liverpool in with penalties. 17 penalties, 130 yards last week against Weir. You cannot do that against a team that plays like East Liverpool, because they will hang around. You kill a drive with a penalty, next thing you know they're up and you got a ball game.
Exactly. All right, the last game is the lone Saturday game. Madonna goes to Tusky Catholic. This game was really scheduled for 1:30. It's being played at 7 o'clock. They're bringing in portable lights to the field to play. Let's just hope the outlet works, when they plug the portable lights in. But this is kind of interesting because they're both coming off huge wins. Obviously, Madonna has, Weejack and Gaio and Bowser and Biondillo and Nero and some kid named Comas. I don't know, some kid named Comas. And they can hit it from all over the field. I mean, they can score from anywhere, anytime, anyhow, anyway. Good defensive team, but they're getting a Tusky Catholic team that a couple years ago when they opened with Central just loved to run the ball, run. Now Tusky is a passing team, and the quarterback Michael Tito went 20 of 27 for 7 scores last week and 422. So obviously they didn't throw the ball, and Cade Cummings caught 10 of those for 222 and 4 of those touchdowns. So obviously Comas in the backfield and Biondillo and Bowser and those guys and Travis Brown and the big hogs up front, they're going to have the work cut out for them, and this is going to be a really good football game.
Yeah.
But then again, I think Madonna has the best player on the field in Comas, who should be, by the way, a Kennedy Award nominee. Just throwing that out there.
But that's what it comes down to. Anytime I find myself in a game that's going to be close concerning Madonna, and it's at really any game, I look at who has the best player on the field, who's got the player most likely to make the play to win the game.
Yeah.
And anytime Madonna's on the field, I feel like that's Ross Comas. I mean, he's that good. He takes over games when they really need him to. They're fantastic. And even on the defensive side, you said they like to put it up. When he's at safety, he's a ball hawk.
Yep.
You put that ball anywhere near him, he'll take it the other way from the defensive side, too. I mean, he's that good. And then the weapons around him, they have a strong line. This is an excellent Madonna team that's just more than poised to make another run.
I'll be interested to see what our boy Kessler comes up with as the defensive coordinator for the Blue Dons. What kind of wrinkle he throws in, and see how many times Travis Brown gets to the quarterback.
Yeah. His favorite picture all time, mine of Travis Brown on the sack.
In the snow.
In the snow.
Is that the same time that your car slid on ice and you had to get pulled out?
The nice people of Tucker County helped me get out of that ditch. I appreciate it. They were very kind.
Hey, you gonna be here next week? I don't have to call you up in some hospital room going, can Fred come out and play?
Hey, from second to second, I don't even know anymore.
That's just, man, you're like 90 years old. I keep telling you that.
But now, today was my daughter's first day of school, so I'm going to get some ice cream. So let's cut this off.
Pirate Talk. See ya.
How do you turn this thing off?
I don't want to touch it. On, off.
That's just the power.
I know.
That's good. Do you hit this?